Recording in progress.
And that's why I think that overall, Jack isn't that bad of a person.
I still don't agree. I'm sorry.
All right, well, we can get to that. Oh, are we recording?
Oh, shit.
Hey! Da-da-da-da-da. Oh,
so that was a conversation about Jack and Rose from the Titanic.
That's exactly what it was. No
Isn't
other
it
Jack.
Interesting. I don't know if you've seen
about
this.
Any other Jack.
Where people are suddenly like, I mean, she met a homeless guy and spent one day with him and the rest of her life was about him. I mean, was Cal all that bad?
By the way,
generational mentality shift.
People forget that's Billy Zane, by the way, the actor who plays like kind of the bad guy in that movie. He did a lot of stuff in his time, and then he kind of gets forgotten about in that movie. Good old Billy Zane.
I don't think it gets forgotten about. He's a pretty major character. People just didn't really like
yes, but
him.
It's all about, was there room for him? Was there room for Jack on the plank, on the door, whatever it was?
There was room for Jack.
There was room for Jack.
Absolutely room for Jack.
You could have had a couple people on there, but hey, this is episode 11 of season 2.
World's Toughest Mudder should do a new obstacle that's called Jack's Door.
Oh.
And it should be something to do with like floating and having to pull yourself across. You have to paddle.
Yes.
Icy water.
Yes, Fran.
Yes.
And maybe people will get off my case about the Devil's Taint thing. So
maybe. Oh, are you saying this is worse than Devil's Taint?
No, but I'm saying perhaps if we invented a different obstacle that's not that and it's universally liked, then I won't get text messages from people during...
And if you get too many people on the door, it tips over.
Yes. It's a delicate balance.
It's a balance. It's balance on something, isn't it?
Yes, but it's not something that's like floats well. It has to be like you can use as many people as you want, but if you use too many,
it tips.
You're gonna sink.
So it needs to be on something like on barrels, but just in the middle. So you need to perfectly.
Or like a barrel underneath a plank so it doesn't. So it doesn't just balance. It doesn't balance perfectly in the water. You can tip one way or the other, and you got to pull yourself across.
Yeah, and if you tip, you just out.
Yeah. So
and it's not great. Obstacles like that are not great for fast races where you have to reset it. So Lagaf is one where like the thing has to be reset. And that can slow things down. But a race like World's Toughest Mudder is not that fast. There's going to be plenty of time.
But are there ponds on that site where this could happen? Like, are there like bodies of water?
Well,
I don't know the site.
Put it in a for last year at Europe's Toughest Mudder. They just had big pools for all of the icy cold obstacles.
Good idea.
Yeah.
I need you to know this.
Yes.
So now it's probably a couple weeks back now, or a week and a half ago.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. You should, good check. But At Toughest Mudder in Atlanta, right? It was the same site as World's Toughest Mudder 2018, 2019, right? And that's the year that my buddy Josh and I came up with the Devil's Taint obstacle idea, which was universally... He's a guy I know. Was universally hated, and I still catch... Yes, the coffee's kicking in. And I'm still hated to a certain degree as a result, playfully.
That's not why.
So, thank you. So there was no obstacle in that location at Europe's or at Toughest Mudder in Atlanta this year, but I had multiple people still send me a picture of where the obstacle was, flipping it off to the camera and texting it to me while they were there. That's the lasting impact that Devil's Taint has on people and their bodies and their minds. So
maybe Jack's Door will be worse.
Jack's Door.
I am sending this straight to the team and being like,
seriously. But we've got some stuff to get to. Oh, by the way, I was trying to say episode 11, season 2 of the Fran and Carlo Get OCR Adjacent Report. Wrong podcast. Speaking of which, be on the lookout for an actual podcast from the OCR Report podcast.
He's got like 20 in the bank.
He does, but hopefully you know what? He has at least 2. Because I feel like he interviewed Chris Rogloski post Barclays.
We did some in Q8.
Still, yeah. Oh boy. We did a World's Toughest Mudder 2023 wrap up that never saw the light of day. So now Will's a busy guy and he doesn't listen to our show. So we're fine.
He'll listen to this one. Hey, Will,
Hey,
you're the
Will. Oh, in
best.
fact, please like and subscribe and do all those other things that you're supposed to do.
Hit that like button.
Smash that like,
Subscribe.
hit the heart
Smash
if
the
you're on
share.
the share. Yes. Share this with somebody who has no idea what this show is about
Do you know what I think
with
we
no
should do?
context.
I think we should take the audio from Jason Dupree's April 1st episode where he's like, I've really enjoyed that episode where he's like super zingy. It was really good, but we should take
really
that
good.
audio and play it and be like, I'm Jason Dupree. Like and say and subscribe.
Does he say that in the episode? I don't remember.
It's right at the beginning. Yeah, it's really good. It's really funny.
You know what? I'm sure if I ask him, he'll send me just that blurb.
Yeah,
make him do the work.
Ask him.
Thanks for watching. If you like what you saw today, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and ring that bell also. Leave us a comment and throw down a bunch of fire emojis and let us know how fire you think this video was. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
As I just basically make him do the work because he listens, by the way.
So you don't even need to ask him. Hey,
Jason
hey,
Dupree and Mike and Caitlin, well, at least Mike listens to every episode that we have, which I appreciate. So, and little Aaron, got to shout out little Aaron. See, here we go. This is old man stuff. In the middle of those sentences right there that we just had, my brain went, don't forget to talk about this. And then we carried on a little bit longer than I expected. And now I'm like, what was I going to talk about? Oh, so I'm kind of over Jack Goris at the moment. Like, I don't know. I have a Jack meter.
When were you ever under him?
Let's wait. I'm going to make sure that I don't leave that sentence on. I have a Jack meter because I have a Jack Goris meter, and sometimes it gets full, and right now it's a little full, so I need to reset it. So, plus I didn't request and or receive a weather report for this week. And I'm going to have a quick turnaround this episode because I got stuff going on this week. So rather than have Jack talk, I found this funny little video that I took of my dog basically snoring. And it's about 30 seconds long. So you guys are going to get right now the Honey Piscatello 30-second worldwide snoring on the couch update. Take it away, Honey. That's literally what my dog sounds like when she's just trying to exist as a dog while she's sleeping. She's not a pug. She's a full-size, 75-pound behemoth of an animal, and that's her just trying to live. Still better than a Jack Goris weather report.
You're so mean. He's my favorite.
Okay. I'll give you that. Congratulations on having a favorite.
I don't have a favorite.
What should we talk about? Things that have happened or things that are going to happen? That's a great...
Let's go with things that have happened and go on to things that are going to happen.
Tell me some things that have happened and I will comment accordingly.
I'm going to talk about something that has happened and something that's going to happen in one sentence because they're related.
Okay.
Chris Rogloski went all the way to Barcelona for the weekend to run High Rocks and qualify.
As you do.
As you do. And right now, Nicole Miracle and Rebecca Hammond are in the UK to run High Rocks this weekend in London.
Rebecca Hammond?
Rebecca Hammond. She's back, baby.
She took time off and was like, I'm going to be a doctor, right?
I mean, she was a doctor. And then I think, what did she, psychiatrist? She was going to train in psychiatry.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's exciting. I missed that.
Yeah, I love her so much.
And they're going where?
London. High Rocks, London Olympia.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
That's crazy. Yeah. Will that be, is that Becca Hammond's first? Because I think in the time she was gone was kind of like the rise of this sport. So, I mean, I think if she's done one, it's been a long time, right?
Yeah. But she's amazing.
Whoa, you can't see what's going on with Fran's video,
Let's
but
go.
what did you do? That looked like a 80s laser light show. Yes, that's great for a
Anyway,
podcast.
so that's
All right.
something that's
Anyway,
gone and something that's coming. Um, what else?
yeah.
What else? What else? What else? What else? So we had three of the OCR reporters, you, Mike
Yes.
Stefano, and Jason
Yes.
Dupree, have recently done some pretty stonking events, haven't y'all? So
I mean,
why don't you quickly catch me up on what you did, and we'll just recap what they did because they were all great events.
in fairness, mine was the least stonky.
Yeah, but
Like
you traveled to
we
Europe.
I did. I traveled to the beautiful country of Sweden,
I've never been
by the
to
way.
Sweden, which is a
Neither had
surprise
I. Sweden in
because
spring is I don't know if I brought it with me. That's what all of my friends were saying, but heading out there, the weather was supposed to be like 50s, high 50s, maybe low 60s if you get lucky, cloudy. What we got was almost full sun every day. And
yeah,
it
I mean
was
it has been
amazing.
hot over here, and we will talk about that in terms of what
Yes.
stuff is matter. But let's talk about your race.
But I
I'm
did,
gonna
yes, I ran the Tough Viking event in Gothenburg, Sweden. And it was, first off, it had been probably over 2 years since I've actually, like, in a race climbed on obstacles. And, it doesn't matter how much you work out, which I have not been doing a ton of, or run, until you're toeing the line and taking off and, you know, running, jumping, crawling, climbing. Like, yeah, there's muscles that you do not use unless you're,
Do you know what I
climbing
always
over.
find gets really tired after an OCR?
Tell me.
My ankles.
Mm,
They hurt. If I've not done an OCR for a while, my
yeah.
ankles are so tired.
Completely related but unrelated. I spent all day yesterday from about 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. standing, pouring beer at a punk rock festival in San Francisco, which
Oh,
was
fun.
super fun, by the way. But as a 53-year-old man standing
I'm
in,
always astounded that you're 53.
well, thank you. Well, I've only been 53 for a couple of months,
Yeah, but
but
okay, fine,
I
in
know what
your
you're saying.
50s.
Thank you. Yes. But that actually hurt. That hurt my knees and ankles more than the 8K race that I did in Sweden. And oh boy, I couldn't wait to sit down
Oh boy.
yesterday.
Do you know what
Oh
I'm kind of
boy.
bummed about this year? Is
Nope.
that I'm really excited that World Toughest Mudder is in the UK. And I'm
Yep.
really excited it's in June, so it means I get to see all y'all sooner than
I'm
I would
super
have done.
excited. I'm ready. I am ready.
But otherwise, it would have been like around my birthday weekend, and it's my 40th. And I would
Oh
have
my
got to
gosh, that would have been
celebrate
so
with you
fun.
guys. And now I don't get to
Yes.
celebrate with you guys.
Can we pretend? Could we just have a birthday celebration for you while we're won't
No,
be
because it's
you know
Jack
you can't
Gorris's
fake it?
birthday.
What?
Jack Gorris's birthday?
Is his birthday during the World's Toughest
Like
Mudder trip?
26th of June, I think.
Oh, so I got to pretend. Oh, can't we just make it? Can't we just make it? Anyway, Tough Viking. Tough Viking. Oh, by the way, this is actually really key information that no one's going to hear because no one listens to our show except little Aaron. But I'm serious. This is vital, and I wish that we had a larger audience because I want them to hear this. Maybe I'll tag Tough Viking in this, and the guy Yan who I met, who's like kind of the race director guy on site. He was great, by the way. Everybody was great who I met. If you are planning on attending I think it's the FISO World Championship in Sweden. It's the Tough Viking. I know it's the Tough Viking obstacle course racing World Championship event. It's at the same park, Gothenburg, Sweden. You have to understand. This was the weirdest thing for me about this event. Like, it is literally, this race holds the race that I went to takes place like in a downtown public park. Like, there were people. I know, come back. There were people pushing strollers next to the course. There were kids on swings along the course. Like, it takes place in this beautiful, expansive downtown park in Gothenburg. But as such, you are in a downtown park in a major city in a large country, and there is no parking. I mean, not like, ooh, is parking is scarce. There is none.
Okay, so you'll take public transport.
You have to take public transport.
Which is fantastic.
Just in case. Now, for Europeans, they're probably going to be like, yeah, we do it all the time.
Yeah.
But if there's any Americans coming over, or I don't know, Canadians maybe, I don't know. I was trying to explain this to Jack Goris.
You don't need to rent a car, is what you're saying.
You don't, because there's nowhere for it to go, and not even the hotels necessarily. Not all of them have parking.
I can't criticize that.
Some do, some don't. No. I'm just saying I'm just warning people that it's a thing. Like we had to take a bus to a trolley, and the trolley dropped us right at the start finish line. Another important note: if you're attending any race at the Gothenburg Park, there will be 0 rinse stations because the city does not allow them to, because it does so much damage to the grass.
Was it a muddy race?
It was. Oh gosh, the second to last obstacle was this like little creek crossing, and it's like a chest deep, and it's very stagnant, and it was very mucky, and you had to go all the way across. We were gross crossing the finish line.
Public transport being gross.
There were a lot of people. We now, because I've done it before, I packed like a change of clothes and a microfiber towel and stuff, and made sure that my friend Jan did the same. But there were some people that were like, "Can I please borrow your towel? Like our completely muddy towel. Can I please borrow that? Because I have to catch a bus after this, and like no change of shoes, no nothing."
That's just silly. Anyone who's coming to a World Championship event will know different.
Well, there you go. So, but the event was awesome. They had, I mean, there wasn't like any obstacles there that we haven't kind of seen before. There, it's just a new play on the same thing. There was rings, and there was rigs, and there was walls to go up and over, and tunnels to go through, and barbed wire to crawl under.
Way to make OCR sound boring.
No, but I'll tell you what, the natural landscape of this park, it was an 8K race, so a little.
That's amazing in a city center park.
Yeah, with penalties, a little over 5 miles, and we got 1,200 feet of elevation. So the park goes just up and down and all around, and there's 2 super big tall climbs, one with a sandbag over your shoulder, one just even further where you're just doing a death march up the hill.
I've heard good things about that race. I've heard very good things.
They were great. And here's another cool takeaway from Sweden that I really liked is not only everyone there is taught English, like in school. So not only does everyone there speak English, they are actually okay. They're happy speaking English.
Just
sometimes
like the Netherlands.
Sometimes they prefer it. Like my friend would try to speak to somebody in Swedish, and then she would say something in English, and they would just start. And she's kind of like, no, please speak in Swedish because I want to learn. And they just keep going in English in English. So yeah, so you're not gonna get lost. People are very happy to help. Lovely. I didn't do any. I had no pickled fish the whole time I was there because I was told don't, because that's gross. Well, and so I stayed away from the gross fish. We
still indulge you. So.
But yeah, excellent, super fun event. Really glad I went. I mean, it was in total, it was like one very small part of my entire trip. But yeah, I would. I know they have them in like Finland too. It's like, what do they call that region? It's the not the Baltic. What do they call that? Nordics. Yes, it's kind of a Nordic centric series. Again, it's called Tough Viking. Even the Startline MC, 100% English. No Swedish.
Really?
The ladies on top of the thing that do kind of the coach, the DJ thing where they do a little warm up zone area, all in English. So it was cool. I don't know any Swedish words. I was there for a week, and I picked up nothing. Oh,
I think tack is Danish.
Except the word fart is used pretty prominently over there. It doesn't mean fart at all.
Oh.
It means like
F-A-H.
It's spelled fart.
Oh, I'm thinking German or Swiss. I don't know.
Anyway, and there's like a workout called a fartlek. Isn't that a unit of measure or distance?
Yeah, that's a human.
So there's gonna be some giggling going on if you're bringing an American with you, but we're also mature.
You know what's really funny?
Tell me.
Do you know what we call farts?
Tooting?
Trumps.
Like you're trumpeting, except.
Well, but just Trumps, they're called Trumps, but that's your president's name, so we're like, Trump.
Well, it is the president of the United States name, correct?
And so it's funny.
Wouldn't call him my president.
I just like to blame you all.
Yes. So that was my race. My Mike Stefano did the Spartan Ultra Marathon. Is that
Did the
correct?
ultra, yeah. Was it New
Which good
Jersey?
for it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
this
didn't
sounds
know he was
like
doing it, and he took
it
it
was
on,
like
and
good
he said it
weather,
was like
bad weather.
the hardest thing he's ever done.
And that's very East Coast, Northeast, isn't it? It's like in this time of year, it was like hot, but then it like rained,
I
right? Did I get that
think
right?
I think that race and the Northeast in general is a really good sign for or
Acclimator.
really acclimator for the UK because and I know Jack Goris, despite being our worldwide weather report guy, hates us
Mm,
talking about the weather. Um, it's mental
well,
over here. Like this week we had weather that was so hot, like we were dying and melting to the next day, like couldn't sleep, it was so hot. And people were
yeah.
like, oh, it's only 75, it's not that hot. Honestly, it's hot. I said to
I,
Dustin, who is used to weather all over the states, including very, very hot states, and I was like, do you find this hot? And he was like, yes, it is
yeah.
unbearable. And that guy spent a lot of time in California and Georgia and Texas and all of those places where it gets hot. But yeah, the next day it was you had to wear a jumper, and overnight it was freezing.
I love that term, jumper.
Jumper, sweater.
Sometimes I say that when I'm going to go grab a hoodie. I'm like, I'm going to put on my jumper
But what
just
I'm
because
saying
it's,
is,
I know, yes.
every lap, the weather could be different every lap.
Yeah.
You
I'm
really
so excited for that. I'm so excited for Worlds this year, which is like 50, less than
three.
50 days, 50 something days.
Oh, by the time this comes out,
Yeah.
40
We're recording this a
something.
little earlier in the week.
We've decided to record a little earlier in the week just to adjust to
And
schedules.
which doesn't matter to anybody listening because it's still coming out on Friday. So,
But it means we have less than usual idea of what's going on. And
I
then
mean,
our very own Jason Dupree.
Dupree,
Dupree. He did Atlanta toughest,
toughest mutter. Yeah.
toughest, and
On,
he got
he did.
himself an age group podium.
He did. He
He
did.
did. He did. He
On
did.
site. It's what, 2018, 2019 World's Toughest Mutters. Two of my least favorite of the World's Toughest Mutters, but not
Because I wasn't
necessarily
there.
as, but exactly. We didn't know each other then.
We didn't. Isn't that
Exciting
weird?
races. Well, 2018 was super exciting. 2019, okay. I mean, nothing against anybody who won or didn't win, but
You
2018
didn't
was
personally
like,
enjoy it.
I did not. We had like a classic finish in 2018 with Chris Mendoza tracking down Trevor Sykos on the very last lap.
That sounds classic.
Yeah. So that was
That
really
sounds
exciting.
classic.
But yeah, so Jason, yeah, did he get third in his age group?
Did he get second in his age group?
I'm trying to picture the picture in my head. Oh, well, I have the
He's either
I have
second
the
or third in his
results.
age group, but he did darn good, that fella. And then the
And-
next week he went on to run another ultra the next weekend, which was
oh
this
yeah, I
weekend.
forgot about that. He did, yeah.
And then went
Did
straight from his next ultra the next weekend to do Deca Fit live coverage.
yeah, Jason, calm down, dude. Calm
That
down.
kid's
It's fine.
that kid's mental.
It's fine. Yeah. I was actually had I not already been asked to do the punk rock in the park thing, I was supposed to be on site in Sacramento to help with that coverage. But
Oh, that's a shame.
I had double booked. I know. And actually triple booked because I had to back out of a cool wine tasty thing that my friends were doing as well that I had committed to, like, and then gone like, uh-oh, that's the same weekend. Wow. But
I just had to do that with something and it sucks. So, other news, the Europe's toughest infinity map has just been released. I've seen some chatter about that today. It's literally just come out. A few people talking about not enough water obstacles. So I'm like, oh, holy moly, maybe this could have been my infinity. But
is that a Beaver
apparently,
Castle?
no, it's not. I think it's somewhere down in London, and I should know, but I don't.
I was like, you're just gonna tell me no? Be like, that's all I'm gonna tell you.
I was
You
gonna
want me to
try
tell
and
you
get
where it
away
is?
with
Because
it.
I'm not gonna tell you.
But I could feel your eyes on me, and I was like, I'm not going to get away with being that naughty. But from what I understand, from the quick things I saw just before we hopped on, there are two options, and I may be totally wrong or I may be totally right. You can either do a 3 mile lap with 23 obstacles or a 9 mile lap with 45 obstacles. There's no 5 mile lap option, so people are like, how am I going to practice for World's Toughest Mudder?
Oh,
Which
well,
is kind of
come
weird. What
on.
would you do, 3 or 9?
I would
I think
probably
I would
just
do 9 and just do 3 laps?
I think it depends on what the obstacles were too. But because if there's stuff I need to practice.
Because but 3 miles with 23 obstacles, 9 miles with 45.
45.
3 free miles. Less
Three,
obstacles. You're getting 3 free
three
miles.
free miles. That's true. That's a good point.
If you do 3 laps of 3 miles, you're having to do 69 obstacles rather than 45.
69 obstacles. It's funny because of the reference. Anyway,
San Francisco is a great team.
You know what I'm saying?
The Frisco 69ers.
I don't know. And that's a good point. You know what? Until you
didn't
put
pick
it like
up on
that. I did. I'm sorry. I had a thought in my head that I didn't want to forget, and so I had to rush it to my mouth. You know what I mean? How you do that? But until you just said that, I would have thought I would have just done a bunch of like short laps. But actually,
and also starting a lap is hard. Continuing a lap is less hard. If I do 3 short laps, it means I have to end and start a lap 2 more times than to do 1 9-mile lap.
Yeah. But okay. All right. Yeah, I don't. Oh, speaking of Europe's toughest infinity, as we learned, and by the way, we mentioned this in our last episode, I think, and we mentioned it in the community. And of course, they just took our information with open arms and was like, thank you so much for sharing this critical
really
information
from
TMHQ. You guys are just constantly giving us up-to-date information that we need. We need.
Yes, that's what they said.
No one at all was like, well, actually, the communication of that has been kind of poor, and there's going to be a lot of confused people. And if they don't, could you please get a hold of? No, I'm sorry. I give that person too much credit. No one said, could you please? Someone said, you ought to.
Did they say
talk to HQ?
Did they say
and make sure they? No, you should. Maybe they said you should. Anyway, the important thing that you have to know if you're doing Europe's Toughest Infinity is you need to be a member of British Obstacle Sports.
Boss. British Obstacle Sports. BOS. BOS.
Oh, yes. British Obstacle Sport. The organization. You have to have a membership. And it's like, what is it? Like 10 pounds or?
I think it's a bit more. I don't know. I had it last year for ETM.
Yes. You have to have it. Now, do you need it for World's Toughest Mudder? No, you don't. But you need it for Europe's Toughest Infinity. So sign up. And then it's a one-time deal. I think it's an annual thing, maybe.
It's one time a year deal.
Yeah, but they're not going to So do it. And go ahead and be mad at us for
Everyone
not
is
doing
anyway.
more.
That's okay. I'm fine with that.
We don't care, Fran.
We don't care. What else? What else is happening in the world of OCR?
I had something. What was it? Oh, I was going to congratulate the Toughest Mudder winners, but that's also a race result. I just really like Joe Rucco, and he's a really, really nice guy, and he won for the men, and he crushed. He was like 60 miles or something like that. Like, think about that. 60, man, as someone who's done 50 miles, 50 miles, 50 miles, 55 miles at World's Toughest Mudder and thought like, oh boy, this guy's like, you know what I'm going to do in half the time? More. And I'm like, good for you. It's almost like he's a better athlete than me. Mm-hmm. And 25 years of he's probably in his 30s, right? Joe?
Oh, yeah.
20s?
Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't know.
But that's what I was going to do.
Well done, Joe Rucco. He was
my dark horse to podium at World's Toughest Mudder, and he ruined it. He blew up, and he ruined my whole thing. Thanks, Joe.
Do you know who my dark horse was to podium at World's Toughest Mudder?
So thanks for nothing, Joe Rucco. Once again,
I love that guy. Do you know who my?
It was Michael Schutt, wasn't it?
Yo, it was Michael Schutt. Remind me who won again?
Who won?
Who was it that won?
Michael Schutt. Oh,
of course.
Michael Schutt, who, as I talked about multiple weeks ago, I defeated last week at Tough Viking because he was a DNS. He didn't even show.
He was planning to show.
Quiet. Take it easy. I threw out the challenge to Michael Schutt, who doesn't listen to this program. He probably didn't hear it. He did not show up because I know he was running another event that day. And I started and I finished. Tough Viking. He did not. Carlo wins. Carlo wins. Carlo wins.
Turn my microphone off because you told me to be quiet. And now you
How does it feel to lose to an open waiver champ? How about that?
That was
How
not
about
as
that?
funny as I thought. I was just turning my microphone off. Oof. I
Why'd you
just
turn your
really bad
microphone
tummy
off?
ache.
Now your microphone's on. You turned it back on to tell me that?
I didn't mean to, but like I turned it back on
Wait,
and then I got bad tummy. Okay.
what was supposed to be? Wait, what was the funny part? What do you think was
Just
going
me
to be
turning my
funny?
microphone off because you told me to shush me.
Did I shush you?
Not in a mean way.
Okay, cool. Well,
But
I'm careful of that because I also know that could have lasting implications because
it could
I've been friends
do.
with you.
And
I've been
in
friends
the
with you for
wrong
a
way
while
it
now.
would, and I appreciate that, but I know you were just being silly. And I was being
Absolutely.
silly by turning my
I'm
mic.
doing a bit and I appreciate you letting me just continue my bit where I clearly defeated
Michael
Michael
should.
Schutt.
I hope you
Yeah.
tell him that when you see him at World's Toughest Mudder.
By the way, anybody who keeps saying, oh, OCR is dead, OCR is dead, OCR is dead, is probably just talking about the United States.
Oh,
There
I'm
was like,
sorry. How many times have I said this?
you have.
Mhm.
Listen, there was, sorry, no, listen, you're listening anyway. There was like close to 4,000 people at this race.
OCR's not dead in the
Not in
Europe.
Europe.
No,
No. And people were having a blast.
people love it.
Having a blast. So yeah. Yeah. Just
Championship events are not that busy on the whole as they
mhm.
could be because they're expensive and they're often difficult to get to. Like if it was somewhere really, they started off being in places like Pippingford Park in the UK, which is everyone can get to.
Yeah.
But they're in tricky places which give beautiful landscapes and really fun experiences. So of course you're
Yep.
going to have fewer people. Apart from places like Morzine. Morzine gets the Morzine Ultra World Champs, which is also Trifecta weekend. It gets like 10,000 people over the weekend.
I'm hoping to be there.
Oh, me too. Me too. Me too. Me too. Anyway,
Can you
what's
can you
next?
imagine? Can you imagine how fun that's going to be? I mean, my plan is to be there.
Hmm.
But I'm probably only gonna be there if you're gonna be there.
Hmm. I mean, you
Jack's
can
there
go
no matter
without me.
what. I could. But then I have to be with Jack the entire weekend with no buffer. And that is how someone gets murdered. Either myself or Jack.
Yeah.
And I feel that like down low, Jack might actually already be a serial killer. So
Oh, 100%.
yeah.
100%.
Yes.
100%.
So was there more? Did we have more than that?
I don't think so.
No. Like I feel like we talked about the guys in our team, what they did. Um, we talked about my race. We talked about Europe's Toughest Infinity, which is coming up. The map is out, by the way. Go get the map. Don't message us to get
I
the
don't
map
have
for
it.
you.
I don't have it. Thoughts on
No.
things, my friend. Thoughts on things.
I have a great thoughts on things, and there's only one. I actually wrote it down, and I will.
Teeth look terrible.
What happened?
Your teeth, look at them. Look, they look really discolored.
No, they don't.
They do.
Thoughts on things. Here we go. I even put it a little list. What is this? There it is. Okay. What is a period of your life that you often daydream about?
What do you mean by daydream?
Like you like you're sitting around and you like reflect back on it like fondly. Like you think about
How long a period?
experiences your whole life.
No, but how long a period? Are we talking
Oh,
a
girl,
week, a year?
just come on. Come. It's such a good question. Let's not bog it down with like
I would say
restrictions.
roughly September 2015
Mm-hmm.
to September 2016.
Is that the time that you were pregnant?
No.
Okay. Thank you for not getting mad because I don't actually know.
Why would you know
But
when I was pregnant?
and I also know that you're not pregnant for a full year. Like I know enough about women's reproduction to know that that's not the case. But tell me what happened during that time.
That was when. So I'd gone from being really unhappy,
Yeah,
and in a relationship that wasn't going so well,
I've been there. Yeah,
and a job that I wasn't enjoying so much,
that's a
to
double factor.
literally, um, everything changing overnight. And it was when I first did my first TV thing, which was totally random, came out of nowhere, and then that was the most fun thing I've ever done. Like, sorry,
Hmm.
everyone else in my life. And then the January after that, I started working for them and spent the next 9 months traveling the world with making TV, and it was great fun. It was really hard, and I was tired, but so many great experiences. I wouldn't want
Awesome.
to do it now. There's no way I would
Uh-huh.
want to do it now because obviously I have a child and life is totally different. But also, do you know what?
No.
2024 as well. Like I did a little reel that's pinned on my Instagram.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I saw that. I loved it.
And I love watching it because I just look at it and I'm like, that was a really good year.
And I'm
Like
and I'm in it.
we're in it several
Oh.
times. But like
Yeah.
I think actually that was potentially a better year in some ways because the work was different.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I love working. I really do love working. Like I don't want to just not do anything.
S-
But the
So
work was really good, fun and different, and I got to be with people I really knew and liked rather than being with strangers every week and just so many
Go
different
on.
places and experiences. And I got to hang out with you.
Yeah, I'm saying you're kind of what I'm hearing is about your 2024 is pretty much like it all turned around when we became friends.
Yeah. Yeah, you made my
Yeah.
life
So I
better.
mean, yeah. Thank you. Likewise, by the way. Likewise.
I talk about
I
you
take
guys
full
quite a lot.
credit. I
Like
do too.
group of guys, and I'm like, they're pretty much my best friends. We got on really well.
Aw.
We're all really honest with each other and straightforward, and we all understand each other, and we're all different people, but similar in some ways, and it's really great. And I feel really safe with them, and we talk every day.
That's very flattering. And I yes. And I feel like this is I'm gonna ruin it now, but I also feel like there's probably we have our group text that we love. And I feel like there's probably other group texts where we each are not in it. And everyone's in these other group texts
Do you
talking.
have a group text that I'm not
No.
in?
No, of
You
course not.
have
I
a
don't.
group
No.
text that
No, I
I'm
don't.
not
I
in.
swear to God, I don't. I told you I was gonna ruin it. I'm kidding. I do not.
I don't feel safe anymore.
Oh, stop. No, I'm just teasing you. For real. I'm just joking around. So no amount of is that did you type in sad to do a sad background? That actually looks like you're flying. Oh, the thumbs down emoji. Skype is weird. Or not Skype. What is this? This
Oh,
is
I can't turn the
Zoom.
background off. Oh no, I'm stuck.
There we go. Oh, yay.
I can't turn it off.
Okay.
Oh, no.
The podcast people are going to have love this. So while you figure that out, I'll tell you about mine.
Oh, there we go.
My
Okay.
my period of time that I often reflect on, and it's a broader period of time, but I often daydream about the times, different periods of when my children were children, like little children.
Yeah, do you know what?
Oh,
That's
yes.
the
Like,
problem. Some of that for me was tainted with difficulty,
of course.
like a
Yeah.
lot of difficulty. So, like, I think of her being like a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old.
Yes.
God,
I see
wouldn't
pictures.
give to go back and have that.
Yeah,
But also, I wouldn't want to live that general life again because it was really hard.
of course. Yeah, like oftentimes I'll see a picture from a certain period and I just look at like just how genuinely purely like happy like my daughter was and I go, "Oh, that reminds me of like my daughter and I from the time she was like in a little car carrier, right? Up until like 2 or 3 years old, we would go out. I would take her with me to breakfast every Friday. We'd go to this little diner spot and the owner like knew my family and I knew his family and I'd start with her in the car carrier and then she got too big and then she'd be in a booster seat and then she was sitting by herself. So over the years as she grew and we went there every Friday and she got the same thing. We'd get ham and eggs, right? And I'd cut up the ham into little cubes and I'd give her some and I'd give her some eggs, and it's just, oh gosh.
That's so
And I think
sweet.
about like my son when he was in like junior high and early high school, we this was like post divorce and there was like a little bit of a rough period there sometimes because kids go through divorce and things. But like he and I kind of started like reconnecting more constructively. And we did this thing called Thursday morning father son breakfast, where before school on Thursdays, he and I would meet at 7 a.m. at a little diner. And it was great because he was like, middle school, high school. So he was a little more like of a person, a human. And we had real and our conversations, we had rules. We didn't talk about school. We didn't talk about like family stuff and we didn't talk about girls.
Okay.
We kept it to BMX riding or whatever he was doing, or racing or whatever. And it was just, but there's just endless like things like that where I catch myself like, I went to Disneyland last year without my children, and
The
I
guilt.
found that I was, as I was there with someone who hadn't been there since they were a child, a lot of the things I was pointing out was like, oh, Mercury had a major meltdown there one day. And so, but like all of my little memories of walking around Disneyland were all just tied to things, experiences, and these beautiful memories. Even my son having a meltdown now, looking back,
Looking back,
it's funny. It's funny because guess what? Kids at amusement parks have meltdowns all the time, and they don't bother me. I get it. I still don't want a just absolutely screaming child, but I understand that it happens. And my son did a lot of screaming in his.
Mine's been all right at Disney, but Disney Paris is a lot smaller. But yeah, do you know what I'm discovering? And I'm not going to make this into a kids podcast, and I will just say this and be done.
Yes.
Like she's 7 turning 8 at the minute, and it's great fun, but it's almost a bit like that kind of 2-3 age. And what I liked about that was how well, I can't talk for every kid, I'll just talk for her, how her personality really started to emerge, and like big changes were made. And I feel like we're in that age again now. Like more personality is emerging. She's becoming more of the person she is, and like the conversation is getting better. So it reminds me a bit of that toddler age because there are such huge developments happening. But I also know with these huge developments, she's going to then be a big kid. And
it's coming. It's coming. It's all right. But they're always your baby. They're always your baby.
I say this to her. And like a couple of words she started pronouncing properly rather than her baby things. And I said it. One is she used to say piggy promise instead of pinky promise. And the other day she said pinky promise. I was like, no, piggy promise. And she's like, huh? And I was like, you always used to say piggy promise. And she said, but mummy, I'm not a baby anymore. I'm grown up.
Oh
and
no,
you have to
mom.
accept it.
Yeah. My daughter, for chocolate mint chip ice cream, she used to call it chocolate minute. And she'd be like, are we going to get chocolate minute? And I'd be like, gosh darn right, we're going to get chocolate minute. And now it's like, can we get some chocolate mint chip? I'm like, who are you? You get chocolate minute and you like it. Like, so yes, that is the thing when they start losing a little bit of the baby speak and start saying, like you said, start pronouncing things correctly. It's kind of like, you said it wrong. You're supposed to say, you didn't say chocolate minute. And now I'm sad because you're a person.
And I love that.
And now,
I love that you're becoming a really good, capable person. But
I'm going to literally 3 weeks from now, I'm going to have college graduates.
That's crazy.
Crazy talk, dude. Crazy talk. And then one's off to 4-year and one's off to grad school. I'm like, get out.
That's crazy.
Stop it. But I'm also very proud of them. Very proud of them. So
you should be.
Thank you.
I am very hot.
Brent, well, because you just got a little emotional.
Well, on that note, I'm hoping I want to bring her to World's Toughest Mudder.
For real?
Mm-hmm. Well, you'll meet her anyway. But she's.
I have visions of us being buddies, like just bros.
Yeah, you will be.
I hope so.
You'll be like,
I hope so.
This guy is going to play Barbies.
I hope so. I hope so. In my brain, that's how it plays out.
I've got a week of free childcare.
Oh.
You.
Yeah. Oh, that's me. I'm like, what are we going to do?
I'm kidding.
Would she be coming to Alton Towers with us, or is that adults? Okay.
She's never been, and I'll just take her. It's not very kitty.
Got it. Okay. All right, well, let's say what you're going to. I cut you off, but you were about to.
I was just going to say, so that weekend she's got a cheer competition, which I didn't know about. On the Saturday, I'm going to have to miss it. But then on the Sunday, I really want her to come down, but it would have been better on the Saturday because, yeah.
Yeah,
so
Sunday's
I might try and get her
day.
to come down and meet the guys, which would be fun. In fact, she's kind of met most of the guys, apart from you.
Maybe we can do a post-event, like lunch or something, or dinner. She can come with us to the team dinner, maybe. I don't know.
Nah,
something.
We'll
see. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
On that note,
this has been Season 2, Episode 11 of the Fran and Carlo OCR adjacent. Hope we said things that was informative. Hope we said things that made you laugh. Hope we said things that made you think.
Yeah.
Thanks to little Aaron for listening.
Thanks, little Aaron.
Oh, and
Mike and Jason.
And Mike and Jason.
We appreciate you three.
Maybe Caitlin.
Maybe.
I never know if she actually listens when Mike is listening. I picture Mike out on a run listening to us or something, tripping on
Oh my God.
something. By the way, what? Did that make you think of something? Okay. I just, by the way, Caitlin is just weeks away from her first World's Toughest Mudder, and I'm so excited. And I know we're trying to wrap. I'm sorry. But honestly, one of the biggest things I'm excited about this year is I keep forgetting that I've never met Caitlin in person. So I know her. I feel like I know her as good as most, like all of you, but in real life, we've never actually met in person. So
wild. I can't
super stoked on that. Me too. All right.
Adios, amoebas.
Yeah. Hey, Fran.
Hey, Carlo.
This was actually really fun.
Let's really get into the time.
Let's do that. Okay. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.